We brought Robert Morris back from the dead, and he couldn't even get you to be quiet. You heard all the piccolo and the flute coming in, the drum coming in. That's a wonderful tradition we have. I'm Dr. Chris Howard. I'm the 8th president. Well, not yet. 24 hours from now. 24 hours now, if it all goes well, I don't mess this up, I'll be the president of Robert Morris University. Welcome, 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 welcome. Very nice to see you all. You know, if you're the president of Robert Morris, you get a chance to observe traditions. And one of the traditions I know that goes from our alumni, from our students to our alumni, is that no one likes to sit in the front row. It's very interesting. So there's a consistency there. And I'm going to do a couple other announcements and bring some people up and some students that we love so much and acknowledge them. But I want to acknowledge, like I am tomorrow, my new friend, President Ed Nicholson. Let's give Ed a round of applause. Ed's a terrific guy. One of the funnest notes I received when I first became president was from Ed, and we were talking tonight just before he came in here. And if speaker series people here, you get a chance to hear Rita Moreno last night? Well, Ed was talking about the speaker series and what it means to Robert Morris, and I was agreeing profusely, as young presidents do. They genuflect and listen to what older presidents, not old, but older presidents say. And Ed said something very interesting. He says, the Pittsburgh Speaker Forum audience is the smartest audience in Pittsburgh. The Pittsburgh Speakers Forum audience is the most urbane, sophisticated, smartest audience in Pittsburgh. And I jumped in and I said, save the audience tonight. With the exception of you all, I'm trying to, wait, I'm applying for a job, right? I got 24 hours to go, so I got to suck up a little bit longer. But anyway, so as I've said thank you to the former president, I've said thank you to this wonderful President Council for all you do. Let me thank my boss, my wife. No, let me thank my other boss. Let me thank the Board of Trustees. Can we ask the members of the Board of Trustees and former trustees and their spouses to please stand and give them a round of applause. And now the real boss, my wife, and also my son Cohen and his girlfriend Anina. Why don't you all please stand? And I want to say thank you all for what you do. So here's the deal. Cohen is not a president. Of course, we're president council members. Cohen's not, but his grandma is. So he's sitting in grandma's seat. So that's a good thing. Otherwise, Jay Carson would get your credit card on the way out. All right. So let's bring the students. We have some students here that we want to recognize and have them come forward and take a picture. Jen, am I doing this right? We're doing a little bit different than we did last year. We're going to have the students come forward and stand in front, and we're going to acknowledge them. All right. All right, give them a round of applause. Now, I think in the program or something we talk about why we brought them up there. Other than being handsome and good looking, they actually do great things. I don't have anything in front of me, but do understand this. These individuals represent all that's excellent about Robert Morris. We love the brick and mortar. We love the accolades, the sports, the media, all that kind of stuff. But we love these men and women. They're changing lives. They're changing our lives. So we want to thank you all for carrying the torch for Robert Morris. And once we get enough pictures of you, we can exploit you and use those on our website, etc. And on social media. We'll let you sit down. Ladies and gentlemen, the students of Robert Morris, thank you all very much. Bravo. All right, students, as you go down and take your seats, recognize that now I'm going to start talking about donors. So I want you to understand that you can be a student first and a donor later on. So I want you all to make sure you got that right. Tonight I have the distinct pleasure of recognizing those donors who have contributed to RMU for 25 consecutive years. This is the third class of donors to enter this elite group. Their generosity has helped to make us a national university. The financial support of these donors not only helps to change our students' lives, who you saw before us, they also set an example for others to follow. Just like it costs a business more to get a new customer than to keep a current customer, so a university is better off when donors decide to give year after year after year after you got it, without interruption. 2 new members of the 25-year club are in attendance tonight. As I read your name, please come to the stage to receive a token of our gratitude. I'll be assisted by Jen Young, who's done a great job pulling this program together, and remain for a photograph. Alan and Ruth Garfinkel. So Alan and Ruth, if you come to the stage, please, thank you. And also Ed and Kathy Nicholson.
We can do that because we're so old.
How would you like? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you again for your generous donations and consistent support to your university. Tonight is Inauguration Eve. It's almost as cool as Christmas Eve. Tomorrow, I will be formally invested as the 8th president of Robert Morris University. Who remembers Robert? Yes, thank you, bravo. Who remembers Robert Morris College? Who remembers Robert Morris Junior College? Who remembers the Pittsburgh School of Accountancy? All right, maybe one. All right, there's always one. All right. I hope that you all will join me and the RMU community tomorrow for what will be a celebration of Robert Morris University, a great American university, and a great American story for our region, for our world, and for our time. So, since many of you will be in attendance tomorrow, I don't want to spoil the event by telling you tonight what I plan to say. Just suffice it to say that I'm going to say "Go Colonials" at the very end. So you can clap that part. Tonight, I will certainly, though, I will celebrate the history of Robert Morris University and all its previous incarnations, some of which I mentioned a moment ago, and the people on whose shoulders, and my shoulders that I stand on now, and my also supporting and celebrating the work of my wonderful colleagues. I will celebrate Robert Morris University that we know today, which is now a nationally ranked university. By the way, Jonathan Potts writes, there we go, we can give a round of applause. You know, so when you're president, somebody drafts your remarks, and so Jonathan Potts, our very able vice president for public relations and marketing, wrote the remarks. I think he has me saying National University like every 3 lines. So I think what we ought to do is have like a swear jar. You know, when in your house somebody swears to put $1 in. So every time I say National University, everybody gets $1,000. Just saying, right? I will celebrate the values that have remained constant, that make us a Pittsburgh University, make us as a Pittsburgh University, even as we have grown into a national university, ding, ding, that attracts students from all over the globe. We will never stop being a Pittsburgh University, and we take pride in how our hometown has remade itself and the role that RMU and its graduates have played in its renewal. Jen Young was telling me before I came in that, right when I came in, that an alum from RMU helped with all on the Fairmont Hotel side, helped set all this up. And that the audiovisual person was a Robert Morris person. I've been in Pittsburgh for 8 months or so, and it's surprising when there's not a Robert Morris University person involved. We are a ubiquitous university in this area in a wonderful way. And there really would be no Pittsburgh but for RMU or RMC. I'm just saying that. Oh, thank you, yes. I really do mean that. Mighty powerful stuff. And last night, I had the good fortune of being at the Teresa Hines event celebrating her support 25 years. And again, we've only been here 8 months. Congratulations on what you've done to remake this city. You know, I'm just a tail end Charlie here. We came in late, and people say this is the best time forever to be in Pittsburgh. Save for perhaps if you were in the Gilded Ages and you were Carnegie or Mellon or Frick. That was a pretty cool time for those guys. But the second best time is now because Pittsburghers have done what I hope our students do, is have a sense of agency. And that is when Pittsburghers say, we're going to do A, and then B is going to happen. Whether it be the Steelers, or whether it be the Heinz Foundation, or whether it be RMU, or whether it be Pitt or Carnegie Mellon, or PPG, or Peoples. You say A and B happens. That's pretty powerful. That's why I think Rich Fitzgerald, who's the county, not commissioner, but the executive, help me out, Jay. Hey, thank you. Hey, that's what Jay does. Jay runs around me and says, and gives me words all day. Thank you, Jay. But Rich Fitzgerald was pointing out just how Pittsburgh has built itself and remade itself, and is really, really powerful stuff. And so I'm honored to be a part of this narrative, and RMU to be a part of this narrative. Finally, I will celebrate the future that this great university, this great national university, has before it. RMU owes all of its past, present, and future to friends such as you, who have supported Robert Morris so generously and so consistently. So thank you yet again. And now more awards. The Rising Star Award is given to a graduating senior who demonstrates academic success, individuality, determination, passion, and potential in his or her field of study. It recognizes that thanks to RMU's professional focus and emphasis on engaged learning, success at the university has always been a strong predictor of a successful career, one of the many ways in which we change our students' lives. This year's Rising Star Award goes to Merritt Donoghue, president of the class of 2017. She is a Colonial Ambassador, a member of the Student Program Board, vice president of Lambda Pi Eta, and a mentor for the Women's Leadership and Mentorship Program. She is a native of Oakdale, Pennsylvania, majoring in corporate communications. Among Merritt's many achievements as an RNU student include: she has organized an event at which students broke the Guinness Book of World Record for the longest chain of T-shirts. Anybody know the number? 3,534, which were donated to homeless shelters. That's really cool. Ladies and gentlemen, Merritt Donoghue. I'm going to put that on Facebook.
Thank you so much. I'm going to set those back. Studying communications, I have learned the essence of my work is storytelling, and I am honored to share my story with you all today. 4 years ago, I applied to Robert Morris University, and I was not accepted. My high school grades and SAT scores did not meet the requirements. As a senior in high school, I felt anxious, nervous, and uncertain when anyone mentioned college. I had an amazing support system of teachers, but I did not put my academics first. My mindset was it was just school, just education, just this, just that, excuses after excuses. I didn't see the benefit of education in my life, and that was the choice that I made. I have always wanted to help people to any capacity, and I felt that was enough. I couldn't see at the time how education is a powerful tool that could help me be good and do good. When my friends began to get accepted to colleges, I felt empty and conflicted because I didn't have the ambition for higher education, because I didn't believe in myself. My mother and father met in graduate school at RMU, and my second oldest sister, Connor, was studying nursing here at the time of my senior year. She told me to apply to RMU. She loved it and was very involved herself. I was apprehensive about coming to RMU because I had a lot to live up to. Although I wasn't initially accepted to the university, what you did was offer me an opportunity. RMU accepted me into the Early Success Program. It is designed to assist new students with the transition from high school to college who may not have received that chance otherwise. This program presents several opportunities to learn about college through workshops, interactive assignments, and social engagements. This school saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. I grasped at that opportunity, and I haven't released it since. That moment is when I built my foundation to take off, and it was my choice. I kept going, sophomore year, junior year, and now senior year. I kept rising, and I will keep rising. And rising is a powerful word. It has the connotation that the subject is ongoing, that it is relentlessly seeking new experiences. It is present, and it is hope for the future, and it doesn't plan on ending anytime soon. I wanted to share my past story with you today because I believe anyone can rise to the occasion if they choose to. Because I was given a chance, my views of success have changed, and I learned when life challenges me, it is my response that defines my character to choose the quality of life that I want to live. I could have not taken the chance, and I could have chose a different path, but I chose to rise above my mindset and choose the opportunity RMU granted me. Most of all, because of my story, I never thought because of taking a chance 4 years ago that I would be standing here today, and I am more than humbled to receive this year's Rising Star Award. I want to thank God and my family for having faith in me, and especially my mother. She is more than the definition of what it means to be a strong, wise, independent, successful, loving, and beautiful role model. I want to thank the faculty who continue to support all of my endeavors, and I want to thank the staff who have given me endless opportunities to rise to the occasion and challenge myself. And I want to thank all of you. Because of your donations and support, my story is not unique. There is a sky full of rising stars at RMU. Some of us are rising athletes, rising military, rising sororities and fraternities, rising colonial crazies, rising actuaries, rising Lego fanatics, or rising seniors. And I am honored to be recognized as one of them in front of you today. Because of you, this school is rising, and students like myself have the fortune to radiate. I look forward to the day that I stand in this room with you and listen to RMU's future rising stars and help them make a difference like you have for me. Thank you.
You know, what's so special about Merritt's words, and they're extraordinarily heartfelt and thoughtful. I'm so proud to have you be a part of the Colonial Nation family, is that we do matriculation for parents and students when they first come to campus, which was just a few weeks ago. And various people speak, myself, the provost, other people from the administration, the VP of Enrollment Management. But then a student speaks, and that's who spoke. You can imagine if you're a parent in the audience and you dropped off this little treasure that grew and somehow made it to school. Maybe you were surprised they got to school, but they got to school. They're at Robert Morris. And you just are not quite sure what's going to happen 4 years later. And you look at that young lady and you think, wow, what an opportunity. So another round of applause for you, Merritt. It's a little bit like a wedding. Something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. So now we're going to do the old guy. See, you only tease them after you get the money from them, then you can make jokes. But anyway, the Heritage Award is the highest alumni honor given by Robert Morris University. It is awarded for distinguished service and accomplishment in any field of human endeavor that brings honor to the recipient and the university. Mark Pallone is a 1982 RMU graduate and a partner with PricewaterhouseCoopers. leading the accounting and auditing support group in the Office of the General Counsel in New York. Now, Mark, I don't even knew this. We have 52,000 alum all in. 10% are accountants. You're in good company, buddy. A Beaver native who majored in accounting, Mark has spent his entire career at PwC, transferring from Pittsburgh to New York in 1994 and being admitted into the partnership in 1999. But you do not cheer for the Giants nor the Jets. Amen. Go Steelers. Mark has been a President's Council member for 11 consecutive years, and he has consistently supported RMU and the School of Business for 31 years. Said, the person that clapped was Michelle Patrick, the new dean. She literally, the only person that, the new dean of the business school was like, yes, I am very happy about that. Stand up, Michelle, so people can see you there. It's Michelle Patrick, our new dean of our business school. He actively supports several not-for-profit organizations, including the United Way of Northern New Jersey, the Salvation Army of Morristown, and the Alzheimer's Association. Mark married his high school sweetheart, Deborah Manford, in 1983. They have 3 grown children and 2 grandchildren. Mark and Deborah reside in Morristown, New Jersey. Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Pallone.
And I am the old guy because I have to put on my reading glasses to do the rest of this. This is awesome, terrific. So again, thank you, Dr. Howard, for that kind introduction. What an honor this is for me and my family, particularly during your inauguration week. That makes it extra special for us. As a proud alumnus, I just want you to know that I'm delighted that you're at the helm. So a few months ago, I received a call or an email from the university that Dr. Howard wanted to speak with me, and I assumed that it was a reach out, a meet and greet. The new president of the university reaching out to say hello to a President's Council member. I looked forward to that. I was excited to receive the call, but very early on in the conversation, after some initial introductory comments, Chris said, Mark, you're our 2016 Heritage Award recipient. I was speechless for a moment. I was certainly surprised, and I was delighted. The first thing I thought about when I heard that, because I followed the university from year to year, is just how distinguished and wonderful the former recipients were of this award, and frankly, the thought that the university considered me to be in that league or in that group, I cannot tell you what an honor that was. So the Heritage Award recognizes service to the university and support of the students, among other things. Let me just say that for me, there are several things that are very true. Number one, I have a strong sense of pride in Robert Morris University. Number two, I have never taken for granted the education that I received at the university and the doors that it opened for me and my family. And number three, Deborah and I have willingly and actively supported Robert Morris University for over 30 years. So I thought I'd take a little bit of time and just share with you a bit about RMU's role in my life, my career, why supporting the university and its students has been such a priority for Deborah and me. As Dr. Howard mentioned, I'm from Beaver. It's about 35 miles down the river. Most of you probably know where that is. I think back to high school, I was a decent but not great student, and I'm probably being generous to myself, frankly, in that point. It was 1979. I was unsure what direction I should go in. I had a job at the time working in a Sears warehouse in Monaca, Pennsylvania, not too far from here. As humble as it was, I loved the job. I loved the people. I could unload a semi-truck in a half hour. I was good on the forklift. It was all good stuff. And I thought, well, maybe I'll just stay here and do this. I wasn't quite sure what to do with my career or my life. But fortunately for me, I had great parents, and I had a wonderful father who always said that education is a priority. And I remember it like it was yesterday, my father saying, do as you please, even hitchhike around the country if you want, but do it with a college diploma in your back pocket. Thank you, Dad. He's here with me tonight. So just up the road was not the Pittsburgh School of Accountancy, I don't go that far back, but Robert Morris College. And at that time, even Robert Morris College had a great reputation as a terrific business school. I thought, well, I'm going to take advantage of that. It's close to home. I can keep my job at Sears. I can think for a couple of years about what I really want to do with my life. So I applied, got in, and off I went. Pretty quickly for me, and I remember this very well, that the personalized class sizes, the quality and approachability of the faculty, the first-rate freshman year orientation programs, which I really needed and were actually very, very helpful to me. It all just seemed right, and I stayed with it, and 2 years in, I got an associate's degree. And I decided at that point that I was going to stick it out, get my bachelor's degree, and I was going to major, by the way, against the advice of some of my friends in that feared major, accounting. But I loved it, and I did well. And so from a mere decent high school student to a college honors graduate in under 4 years, I never forgotten that Robert Morris University allowed me to take things to the next level, graduate not just with a valuable college degree, but also a good job, because I was recruited on campus by Price Waterhouse and Coopers & Lybrand, both firms. I ended up accepting the job at Price Waterhouse. Today, I'm proud to tell you that I am a partner in the firm that was formed by the combination of both of those great firms. And in fact, it struck me as I was thinking about these remarks, I took Dr. Howard's phone call from my office in Manhattan. And so the very firm that recruited me on campus, there I was sitting in my office in Manhattan 34 years later, receiving a call from the president. So just like my commitment to the university, that commitment and that connection remains unbroken 34 years later. So I think that's pretty remarkable. So today I attribute much of what makes life satisfying for me and my family to my access to this university. We have been hugely fortunate. Deborah and I have been married 33 years. We've raised 3 great children who are now successful young adults with careers of their own. We have 2 beautiful grandchildren. I'm in the home stretch of a long and productive career. All good, all wonderful things. I just want to pause here for a minute just to recognize the family members that are here with me tonight. So my father, Dr. Leslie Pallone, is here with his wife, Becky. My son Stephen, and my sister-in-law, Marcia, and her husband, Mike, are here. And Marcia and Mike's son, Kevin, who is a Robert Morris 2015 graduate, along with his girlfriend, Chelsea, are with us. And of course, my wife, Deborah, who enthusiastically supports the university along with me and clearly is the better half. And I want to tell you as well that Deborah took really good care of me when I was in college. I spent many days and nights studying exciting topics like statistics and economics and accounting at her apartment over on the north side of Pittsburgh. Great fun I was. Fortunately for me, she still said yes when I proposed, so that all worked out well. And she reminds me all the time that she's the one who put me through college, and she is absolutely right. So I mentioned family because obviously it's important to me, but also, it really is the families and communities are the starting point for all of the good things that happen to us. But I've never forgotten, and it's very true, that the great education from Robert Morris University became the enabler. I've said many times, and I'll say here this evening, that Robert Morris University handed me not just a diploma, but the keys to a great profession. I had access to those keys because Robert Morris University just happened to be in my backyard. It was in the right place at the right time, and that's all worked out very well. So let me also tell you that I've taken my education from Robert Morris University on a 34-year test run. And not even a test run, it's just a run. Here I am 34 years later. I'm not testing it out anymore. I have the honor today of leading a group of very talented PwC partners and staff. We support the firm's general counsel and lines of service in some very challenging situations. Indeed, every role that I've held throughout my career at PwC has required thoughtful approaches to teamwork and problem solving. Throughout all of that, I've competed against accounting and legal professionals from the nation's most prestigious law and business programs. Today, I work with and on a daily basis provide advice to the very finest law firms and a long list of superb legal and accounting professionals. So folks, here's the punchline. Robert Morris University prepared me well for all of this. And for that and life's benefits that transpired from it, Deborah and I are forever grateful to this university. And this is why Deborah and I so enthusiastically support Robert Morris University and its students. Our support is heartfelt. So let me also just wrap up by pointing out that I carry with me every day. It's in my briefcase. I take it to business meetings. It's this portfolio, and on the outside of it, it says Robert Morris University, Foundations for Success. I carry it proudly because I so strongly believe in that message, and I believe I've lived that message. So, Dr. Howard, faculty members, members of the Board of Trustees, guests, friends, thank you very much.
Class act. Absolutely. I was thinking about my remarks for tomorrow, and I've decided to throw them away and just play a video of Merritt and Mark speaking. So if it looks very familiar, well done, well done. So I want to thank everybody for a wonderful evening. We do a lot of stuff at Pittsburgh, a lot of night events, and for us to finish up in 43 minutes and 2 seconds, not bad. And now you got dessert. So without further ado, just a reminder, we're going to have dessert and coffee and all sorts of good stuff right outside the door. I want to thank Jen Young, Jay Carson, that entire staff of Advancement for the great work they've done in putting this event together. I'm going to put this out here because I know that tomorrow there's a lot of moving pieces, and it's not scripted here, but I really hope that you can come out. As I've been telling the students, that it's my inauguration, but it's our celebration. It's my inauguration, but it's our celebration. And so much so that I cancel classes for part of the day. So that, that's the students. There you go. You negate everything that Merritt just said by clapping when I say I cancel classes. But tomorrow, and I got to get a visual on Jonathan or John Locke or somebody, make sure I say this right. 9:30, the Celebration of Excellence begins. 9 o'clock, right? 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock, Celebration of Excellence runs till about 11:30, and that's in the Sewell Center. And that will be an opportunity for the academic programs. Many of the deans are here tonight, and the other academic and other great programs at Robert Morris, athletics, everything will be there on display. You can walk through at your leisure. There'll be tours of campus. There'll be food. There'll be lots of fun, and there'll be the community. And then about noon or so, it's lunch, and there's various places for lunch. And then at 1:30, it gets serious. And that's when I have the opportunity to be inaugurated or invested as the eighth president. A person that I did not point out, but I'm going to do so right now, and you will meet her tomorrow. My dear friend and mentor, Lieutenant General Michelle Johnson, who is the first woman to lead a federal military academy. It only took us, 60 years, General Johnson, to get it right? Finally, geez. But I want to ask General Johnson to please stand and accept a round of applause. So you come tomorrow, you hear more about this, but when I was a cadet at the Air Force Academy, then Captain Johnson was my professor, and she's gone on, and I didn't do so well in life, but she did really well and became the superintendent of the Air Force Academy. And I'm so proud to know her and to be her friend and to be her protege. So she'll be speaking tomorrow with the various other folks, including our own Rich Harshman, our chairman, class of '78. And then we'll have some more food because we got to eat, right? And then that evening, starting at 5:30, right? I'm looking at John Locke. Okay, 5:30 in the Soul Center, we'll have in the International Suite, we'll have a panel called "Empowering Women to Lead in the 21st Century." Empowering women to lead in the 21st century. And I'll moderate the panel. We're going to have a great video done by Michael and by Dave Jameson, our provost. That's going to talk about the history of Robert Morris, and then I'm going to moderate a panel with General Johnson, Suzanne Nora Johnson, the former vice chairwoman of Goldman Sachs. You got to be a Johnson to be on the panel. So Michelle Johnson, Suzanne, they're not related, and then also Donna August, who is an extraordinary scientist and entrepreneur. She worked for Apple, has 9 patents, sold her company for a lot of money about 10 years ago, and a great philanthropist. She went to CMU. I like to say she missed RMU by 1 letter. But we're going to get her back. We're going to get her back. So we'll have that event, and then if there hasn't been enough revelry at 7 o'clock, I think there's a happy hour at 7 at Buford's across the street. So you can get your eat on, you can get your drink on, and then the next day we're going to have our alumni event. We'll go through all that. But homecoming's the next day. Check the your internet, and we'll come out and watch Coach Banashek and watch those Colonials get after St. Francis. So without further ado, have a great evening, and I'm going to look at Jen one last time, make sure I didn't mess anything up, because I'm still a rookie here. Okay, we're good to go. Go Colonials. Thank you very much.